Okay, in the discussion what we had so far, we have always heard that there's a lot of hype about the cloud. And obviously, with hype, there are obviously a lot of myths about the cloud also. So our next speaker, uh, P. Sridhar Reddy, his topic is interesting. He's going to burst a lot of myths about the cloud. Sridhar Reddy is the chairman and managing director of CtrlS, which runs India's first and only Tier 4 certified data center in India. I would now like to request Sridhar to come on the stage and probably burst a few cloud myths. Thank you.
While we were studying engineering, I live in the city of Hyderabad. We used to have a great fascination for Bangalore. We used to make some pretext or the other and used to come here. Whether it is writing a TOEFL GRE or doing some project work with other engineering students here. But the real work we used to do was checking out the pubs and also the Brigade Road those days. We never had the luck in our project works because the soft-spoken, the Bangalore boys always used to outsmart us. Again, after a few years, in the year 99, 2000, I frequented this place almost every week to establish an ISP business here. We were already a successful ISP in Andhra Pradesh. We've done everything, but before even we launched the commercial operations, we had to shut shop and take a haircut and lose all the investment and leave. The free ISP model has killed the entire industry those days. Those of you remember. But still, I haven't lost my love for this city. We've tried the third time again, 3 years hence. And let me tell you, I got lucky this time. We could manage over 100 customers without even establishing a data center here. I thank those of you who are present here who have trusted in CtrlS and gave your data to manage. I can see a lot of key decision makers are people who are working on cloud, people who are heading divisions and trying to benefit out of cloud here, or people who are trying new ways of bringing cloud to the customer here today. I'm sure most of you are going to write how this industry is going to perform in the next few years. I'll try and make the next 20, 30 minutes useful to you and see if there is a change which can be made in the way you will approach your work in the coming few months. There is a lot of hype which got created around cloud. If there is anything after .com that is much talked about, I think it is the cloud. Hundreds of definitions of what cloud is. There are hundreds of companies which have been formed or new divisions which have been formed to benefit using cloud technologies. There are thousands of people willing to bet their careers in this industry. Business owners as well as directors, owners, CEOs of top companies are asking many people as how they can benefit from cloud. Again, they are getting different answers, sometimes contradicting. Overall, there is a bit of confusion that I can see, which I wanted to demystify today, gentlemen. Let us look at all the big consulting firms are betting big on the cloud numbers. They are projecting 10 times growth in the next 2 years. Even more interesting is the SaaS market, which people have predicted, I don't know whether it happened or not, but 35 times the growth. But there is another side of the story. A meager 1.4% of the enterprises, cloud activity has, 1.4% of the IT activity has gone into the cloud. The adoption of cloud by enterprises has been extremely sluggish in this country. Out of this 1.4%, this includes everything, in-house virtualization, SaaS, including the mail outsourcing to Google, etc., etc. Out of that, imagine the real cloud or the public cloud could be minuscule or almost negligible. So which side should we believe? The positive, the hype, or the reality? I think, gentlemen, it depends on what the people who are sitting here and people like us in the industry are going to do in the near future. Which side of the story depends on, which side of the story becomes a reality. Before we get into, too deep into it, let's see cloud. What is it? According to me, it is not a technology. According to me, it is not about virtualization, OpEx, or security, or even savings. Reason? It's been around for a decade or so. Why are we talking about it now? How is it different? The same technology which has been around. Isn't it? Is there anyone who has a different thing being used in a cloud platform? OpEx models have been around for decades. All data centers for over a decade have been delivering this. There are hardware finance companies as well, which we have been doing. Cost savings are good, but to achieve a few cost savings, no CIO is going to put his data onto something unknown somewhere on a cloud. If he wants to save costs, there are hundreds of different ways that he can achieve in his own premises. Isn't it? Then what is cloud about? Anyone? Take a guess? Security of the data is the same in cloud or not? Or at least the perception is it is not. Exactly, somewhere near, gentlemen. Cloud is about new ideas of delivering better quality IT services. According to me, hype or reality depends on this one sentence. It's about delivering better IT services. It is about giving to the customer what he can never be able to achieve or very, very difficult to achieve in his own premises. It could be about a zero data loss. For example, how many organizations in this country have achieved a zero data loss infrastructure? 0.001. I have met most of the banks, even half of the banks do not have a zero data loss infrastructure today in India. SEBI has come up with a regulation saying that every customer or every broker or a financial institution which is dealing with the stock markets and the stocks must be a zero data loss ready. Forget about SEBI. It's every organization dream to develop a zero data loss. Why is it not happening? Because of the huge costs involved. It needs 2 or 3 data centers, links, expensive replication, etc., etc. If cloud can answer this, imagine what we are going to do. So, gentlemen, to summarize, it's about delivery of better quality and delivery of those services which is very, very, very difficult for a CIO to deliver from his premises, and capitalizing on existing technologies. It is not a technology, but it allows us to capitalize on the existing technologies. It's very good to give a lecture, isn't it? And talk big words. But is there anything that we have done? Or is there anything that we've done with this to deliver better quality of services? As I said, gentlemen, we have discovered 5 powerful ideas to bring customers onto the cloud. We have proven case studies for across all these 5 powerful ideas of bringing organizations onto the cloud, where there is a better way of delivering the same IT services. The first of it is a zero data loss, which we achieved by putting up data centers in 3 locations with the help of about 4 data centers spread in Hyderabad, Bombay with a 2 millisecond latency. 2 pairs of data centers, out of which 3 will be used for a zero data loss of most of the technologies. Some of the technologies allow a zero data loss within 2 data centers itself. And then we have achieved this. For example, there is a challenge, of course, on cloud VMware itself, that zero data loss. Currently, what we have seen so far, the zero data loss is not possible. Yes, 1 minute data loss is possible using tools like InMage kind of a tools. But many other technologies are which will allow you to easily give a zero data loss solution for your customers. SQL or Oracle, they all have native tools. For example, Abroad Capital is based in Dubai. They manage about $7.5 billion assets. One single email lost could make them lose a few millions, or it could, get them, somebody file a suit or something like that. We give a simple solution using the exchange itself. Between Dubai and Hyderabad, we've established a link, and without any third-party tools, using exchange itself, we gave a simple solution. The latency is more than 200 milliseconds. But still, a zero data loss is achieved through a unique replication methodology. This is what the customer had to say. Ajit, when he came 3 years back to India, when he saw us, he met us, his single point agenda was DR, to establish a disaster recovery site. And a few months back, we could give him a zero data loss as well. The second powerful idea that we found is, of course, the industry is also delivering, is private cloud. About 3 years back, we launched these services. Again, spread over different data centers, highly secure. We have answered We've actually answered many questions of CIOs as well as simplified the offering. And we have over 100 customers on the private cloud today. For example, L&T Infotech Bharti was here, I believe, yesterday. And we have, for their innovation lab, we have set up a simple private cloud with multiple VMs, etc. Gave a good connectivity, and then they're up and running in no time. This is what Bharti has to say about us. We have achieved the same thing with the IBM P series as well for AGI. We have launched DR on demand about 18 months back in this country. Today, it is a standard offering of all service providers. When we launched for the first time, what we have done is we've simplified disaster recovery to its bare bones. What used to be a very complex solution, the service providers used to take a month together to put together a solution and give a proposal. We've simplified all that. In a couple of days, solution was being presented. In a couple of weeks, it used to be implemented, and at a fraction of the cost. Gentlemen, this was the third reason why somebody could come onto the cloud. And we are seeing a huge traction of many organizations. We have generated a latent demand from the industry by doing this. For example, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, we reduced almost 60%, and this is what he has to say about us. They own and understand this space. This we have done on Sun Technologies. Storage and backup has been around. What we have done is simplified again, one-click, DR, one-click storage kind of services. Many customers today use it. For example, loyalty. We have done a lot of things for them. We have established a private cloud, DR site, zero data loss for a huge infrastructure. They serve many banks for their loyalty programs. I see many people here who are in the business of cloud applications, or many people here who want to develop or cloud enable your applications and grow rapidly. I'm sure you must be facing a lot of challenges in this space. We have a lot of case studies with several application providers, and we've helped them not only cloud enable, go multi-tenancy, but also gave them billing engines, gave them provisioning engines, developed a e-commerce tool along with full security. We use different security methods, right from SMS to RSA tokens to several technologies we use based on the budgets, etc. need, and gave a full end-to-end solution for the application providers. For example, Charisma has a wonderful CRM tool based out of Bangalore, one of the fast-growing companies. As their customers are real blue chip, insurance, telecom, banking. We've done the cloud enablement of the same. And Mr. Varghese has to say this. Gentlemen, why I'm saying all this is cloud is, to prove one point, that cloud is about better way of delivering IT services. It is not only about OpEx or a cost saving or a virtualization. No customer is going to come to the cloud for only those things. He will come to the cloud if it is coupled with a better quality of service. For example, for app developers, as I said, the complete end-to-end solution. Infrastructure, we have a huge pool of talent which provide different. Developing an application is one thing. Today you have a challenge of understanding network, how the internet ecosystem works, how the security works, how latency plays in the quality of service delivery of your towards your customers. Suddenly you are faced with a serious security challenges and a different way of service delivery as well as marketing. How do you meet those challenges? This is where we've stepped in and delivered them an end-to-end solution which comprises of 4 steps, and we've helped people to deliver, to sell their applications as well with an enterprise SaaS portal. These are the 3 data centers that we have set up. 2 are ready, the third one is under construction, Hyderabad, Bombay and Delhi. We have different competency teams around CRM, be it network or program management, security or IT infrastructure. You need to now suddenly understand, as an app developer, suddenly need to understand the full intricacies of IT infrastructure. Previously it used to be only a server sizing, but today it is not so. You need to understand the entire IT infrastructure spectrum, where load balancers or the storage or hundreds of devices which help deliver the services. These are the themes which will be useful for you. Of course, we did establish a small academy also to train people further. This is a marketplace we have established for application service providers to not only take a solution, cloud solution from us, and which includes billing, security, network and everything, but also sell their application. For the cloud customers, of course, we have seen that number of benefits, latency, zero data loss, etc. This is to sum up, gentlemen, this is the entire IT spectrum which can be ported onto a cloud with simple ideas which will improve the quality of the service delivery. Who are we? We have established the country's largest tier 4 data centers. Of course, this is Asia's largest tier 4 data center. Both are certified data centers. This is being made now. We've been growing. We've been recognized as one of the fastest growing companies, going to be about 600 odd people. We've added about 250 clients in the last 1 year. About 250 crores is invested already, about 120 is being committed in this year, and about 90% growth. All because of not only our approach towards the cloud, but also our approach towards customers. This slide we made about 5 years back, and I think we live up to it. This is what if you have a couple of minutes, we could run
Some time for questions, sir. So
questions.
we just
Okay,
have for 5 minutes.
There is a nice video of our clients, but I don't want to give but I could take any questions that you may have.
If there are any questions, I would request you to raise your hands.
Yeah, hi. Hi, I have a question. What is the difference between tier 4 data center and modular data center? So
And modular.
Yeah.
See, there are 2 different things. Modular can be tier 4 or tier 3. Data centers are divided on 4 categories based on the infrastructure detailing that they have. Tier 4 is highest, which allows you to give maximum uptime. And modular are simple, that they are container based, or it could be within a big data center, grow over a period of time, pod by pod, and they could be tier 3 or tier 4.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Reddy. Thank you for the insightful talk. I had a question regarding a specific question with regards to your private cloud offering. Now, I want to understand the underlying technology, not so much as what virtualization you have used, but the main major blocks. Is it virtualization? And then more importantly, what kind of a cloud platform do you have to make it a cloud? Or do you not have one?
See, as I said, cloud is not about technology. It's about delivering a better quality of IT services, period. Now, let us say that you are a company who needs a private cloud offering, and you have an ERP, for example, right? Or ERP coupled with another 5, 10 different applications. You want to put all of them onto a private cloud. What our solution architects do is they will study each and every application, number one. Number two, they will see what are the business objectives of this private cloud, whether it is a zero data loss, whether you need a DR, or whether you need a agility, or depending upon those, then we marry the technology. What kind of technologies we have used? We have used Zen-based technologies. We have used VMware-based technologies. For small businesses, we have developed a public cloud on a simple application called OneApp, for example. And above that, to manage that, yes, all the VMware and everybody has their own small tool for management. And we have tied up with another small company and then developed a fully customizable tool as well to manage the day-to-day management of the cloud.
Okay, thanks.